If there's one thing I would tell myself if I could go back in time, it would be this. Don't get attached to things that aren't worth your attachment. If you look at our lives, we will see two types of people. One who can never find anything interesting or enjoyable in their life, because they have become too comfortable with comfort. And another person who can find interest and enjoyment in almost everything he does in his life. The second person is not blessed with some special powers. He is simply free from something called attachment. But before we talk about what that is and how to avoid it, let me ask you a question. How many times have you said to yourself or others any of these sentences? It's so boring. Why is it always the same? There is nothing to do. This is not fair. Everyone is against me. Look how hard my life is. I wish I could do what I want. My life sucks. How is everyone else's life better than mine? How many times have you thought these thoughts or similar ones? How many times have you complained about your life? When's the last time you were grateful for what you have? When was the last time you looked at your life and said, I am grateful for my life? What I'm doing, where I am right now, is exactly where I want to be. If you are honest with yourself, you will find out that you complain about your life way more than you appreciate it. But why do we do that? Do you know why all of us love complaining? Because when we complain, we become the victim, and being a victim feels safe. Let me explain. Imagine you are someone who likes to do only one type of food. You are someone who eats only rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now imagine you move to an island where they don't eat rice. All they eat is bread. All of the food they make has wheat, don't have rice. So now you cannot eat the food according to your taste. You can't eat the food you are used to eating. Now what happens? You start feeling sad and bored and annoyed. You complain every day about your life and how miserable it is because you cannot eat rice. You feel like a victim of this island. Now here's where most people make a mistake. They start believing that it is actually the rice that makes them happy. In reality, it wasn't the rice. It was the feeling of being in control, the feeling of satisfaction and comfort that rice gave you. You were attached to the feeling, but you wrongly identified that attachment as an attachment to the thing itself. Same thing happens in our life. You might think you are attached to your phone, but in reality, you are attached to the feeling your phone gives you, which is mostly the feeling of being connected. You think you are attached to social media, but really, you are attached to the ego boost that social media gives you. You think you are attached to junk food, but really you are attached to the comfort and ease that junk food provides. You think you are attached to overthinking, but really you are attached to the sense of control that overthinking gives you. You think you are attached to drama, but really you are attached to the attention and validation that comes with drama. You may be thinking you are addicted to social media, but what do you think you will be addicted to if you take away social media from your life? You will find other activities to replace social media, because the real addiction was not the thing itself, but the activity it provided. So the real addiction is the addiction to leisure, the addiction to comfort. When you understand that all we are addicted to is comfort, then you can truly start removing boredom and meaninglessness from your life. Here is how. 1. Identify what gives you comfort. This might be a certain food, a certain person, or a certain activity. First, identify what it is that gives you comfort. 2. Become aware of the feeling you get when you engage with the thing that provides you comfort. 3. Start replacing the thing that provides you comfort with activities that give you the same feeling. For example, if you are addicted to watching Netflix, replace it with playing games with friends, which gives you the feeling of connection. Or listening to music, which gives you the feeling of relaxation. When you eat junk food, you are getting pleasure. So replace it with a workout, which also gives you a euphoric feeling. There are only 16 core human emotions. Everything in this world is just a variation of these 16 emotions. Even the feeling of boredom is just a combination of different emotions. And our job is to become good at identifying what emotions we are feeling and where those emotions come from. Once we identify the emotion, and once we become aware of the emotion, we can consciously choose what to attach ourselves to. One of the best ways to develop this skill is to read books on emotions. There is a great book that I recommend, which is How to Feel Alive. This book is awesome because it teaches you about the 16 basic emotions and then goes into depth on how to feel each emotion. It will teach you what you need to do in order to access each emotion. I highly recommend you to check this book out. The link will be in the description below. The reason why most of us don't know how to feel alive The reason why most of us don't know how to enjoy our lives is that we have been so conditioned to ignore our emotions. For example, you may have grown up in a home where showing emotions was not allowed. Maybe if you showed emotions, your parents would start yelling. Maybe you were punished for crying or being sad. So you learned to hide your emotions, especially the negative ones, and put on a fake smile. But doing this made you unable to feel any emotion. Instead of feeling amazing joy, you can only feel average happiness. Instead of feeling terrible sadness, you can only feel average boredom. And that is what leads to meaninglessness and hopelessness in life. For example, let's say you are trying to get a promotion at work. At first you will feel excited about it because the new position will bring you new challenges, which will give you the feeling of purpose. Then after some time, the excitement wears off and you feel average. Then you feel like it isn't even worth it. You feel like you are working for no reason. That is when people start asking themselves questions like, is this even worth it? What is the point of working harder? Maybe I should quit. These are signs of meaninglessness and hopelessness. But what if you decide to see the promotion as a challenge, a chance to prove yourself? What if you see the struggles and the extra work hours as a chance to grow? If you approach the same situation from a different angle, you will feel different emotions. Instead of feeling meaningless struggle, you will feel purposeful growth. And this is how we can deal with boredom and meaninglessness. By choosing what to attach ourselves to. But you may be thinking that's easy said than done. How do I choose what to attach to? Here are 3 tips. 1. Associate new feelings with the current things you do. For example, you might be going to work. As soon as you wake up in the morning, associate feelings of excitement and challenge with your work. For example, as soon as you wake up in the morning, do a quick workout. Doing a workout in the morning will make your body produce adrenaline and dopamine, which will automatically make you feel more awake and more ready for a challenge. If you are at work and you feel like it is boring and meaningless, then instead of complaining, look around you and find one thing that you can find challenging. You might find that there is one problem that needs to be solved. Maybe there is one project that needs your help. Choose to attach yourself to these problems. See them as challenges instead of burdens. See them as chances for you to prove yourself. 2. Create meaning through actions. Creating meaning is directly related to taking action. Meaning comes when we have challenges. When we take action, we can achieve something. So whenever you feel bored or meaningless, try to take action. Do something. Instead of sitting down on the couch watching TV, get up and do something. Clean your room. Go for a walk. Cook something. Read a book. Learn a new skill. When you take action, you create meaning. 3. Focus on others. Helping others is one of the fastest ways to create meaning in your own life. This is why people who volunteer or help others rarely ever feel bored or hopeless. Whenever you catch yourself focusing on your own problems and feeling sorry for yourself, then look around you and focus on someone else. Try to understand their problems and see how you can help them. As you focus on helping others, you will create meaning and you will feel less bored. So to summarize everything, there are 2 types of people in this world. People who have found the secret to enjoying life and living it to the fullest. And people who haven't discovered this secret yet. The difference between these 2 groups of people is that people who know how to enjoy life are not attached to things, but instead are attached to the feelings they get from things. And the best way to develop this skill is to become aware of your emotions. Learn to identify what feeling you are feeling and what that feeling is coming from. Then choose to attach yourself to good feelings and to detach from bad feelings. But don't try to get rid of bad feelings completely, because if you do that, you won't be able to feel good feelings either. Just like if you remove light, you can't have darkness, and if you remove darkness, you can't have light. The same applies to feelings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button because it helps me a lot. Also, if you have a friend who you think needs to see this video, please send this video to him. Thank you for watching and see you next time.